I just had this heartbreaking call yesterday, and some of these calls just bum me out. But this mom had three kids. The oldest is 26, the second is 22, and both of the older children have very, very large student loan debt burdens. And this family called us about their son, and their son is considering going to college, just considering buying a degree. He's not sure what for. That's always a rough thing to do. It's scary to do that because just going to get a degree and not knowing what the end goal career is kind of a gamble. It's a pretty big gamble, actually. It's a $100,000 gamble. And this family knows that because their older children have large debt burdens from that gamble, and those burdens did not pay off. The older young adults are currently working in jobs that did not require them to buy degrees at all, and that had they just gotten those jobs first, did meet their needs, good jobs, but now it's harder for them to stay in those jobs and to keep those jobs because they have to pay off their debt. And that's a huge bummer just for life and stress and for them going into adulthood. But now for the son, they wanted to prevent that, but there's a little bit of division between the mom, who just really does not want to see this happen for the third time, and the dad, who just goes, we're just going to go do this because we're just going to do this, even though it's already failed twice, right? The system has already failed twice, and the reason it failed is because there was no clear goal. There was no, hey, what are you trying to do? What career are you trying to get? Okay, well, you don't need to go to college for that. Here are other ways for you to get entry-level work in this industry, in this field, so that you don't have to take on all of this debt for absolutely no reason. And it does look very much like that's about to happen a third time to this family, when just the barest amount of planning and strategy at the front end, which is just, even if he ends up deciding to go to college and he decides that that's his path, but he would know what he's doing, what he's going for, and then that money and time and energy will be well spent in a vehicle that's going to get him to the life he wants, instead of this whole culture that we have in our country of just buy first, figure it out later, which is really not a strategy at all. It seems safer, but it's actually way more risky to go in with no plan and no clear goal, because if you have no clear goal, it's going to be really difficult for a young person who's in college to meet and make those goals while they're spending all of that money and in it constantly.